Hello and welcome to another episode of Battle Ready. This is our last sort of talking episode for the year. And 2021 was a year. There was some really good things that happened during the year, and there was some not so good things that happened. But we're going to try to keep it positive, and in particular, we're going to keep it positive when it comes to the things we liked from Games Workshop. Now, with regard to that, we're not 40K players, so there might be all kinds of 40K stuff that was great or not so great, and we don't know.
No.
We don't know about that. But we are Age of Sigmar players, and so we thought we would talk about 5 things that came out this past year in 2021 that we really enjoyed. These 5 they're not in any particular order, but we thought we'd get into it. And the first one, sort of the biggest one, is the development and release of 3rd edition. 3rd edition, in my opinion, has been phenomenal. Drake, what do you like about 3rd edition?
Rally.
You like Rally. Why do you like Rally?
Because you get to get people back. You can't do that in 2.0 unless you cast the certain spells.
Yeah, I actually like the new command abilities. In 2.0, you didn't have any standard ones until all-out attack and all-out defense, and I guess all-out volley, but that's sort of all-out attack again for shooting. And those, I think, even came in a General's Handbook update. I don't think they were part of the 2.0 rules. And they were good. They were fine. Those are fine. But command points were also pretty rare, right? You only got one per hero phase.
Unless you were like playing Seraphon, or if you had...
Yeah, certain models could give you more, but the rules, you just got one.
Yeah.
And now you're getting a lot more. You're getting at least 1 per battle round. If your general's on the board, at least 1 per turn. And it really makes you feel like you can do more with your army. There's just a lot more decisions to make of, who do I attack with? Who do I defend with? What am I going to do with these points? And that's a nice little layer. And then the heroic actions on top of that are really, really fun. They can get you more command points. They can heal your heroes, making your heroes stay alive a little bit longer. So they're cool. You get to play with your toys a little bit more.
Yeah. Other than me instantly shooting your thing called Draga. Which happened before we were playing.
Yeah, he's not a hero though. But yes, that's happened before. So it's great. I really like all the additions to 3.0. I like the pile-in rules are different. I like the monstrous rampages are pretty fun if I remember. Drake always remembers to do his monstrous rampages.
Yeah.
But if I remember, then those are pretty fun. But overall, is 3.0 a perfect system?
No.
No, there's things that could be improved. But compared to 2.0,
it is this.
it's a massive improvement. I think smallening, having a smaller board has been really, really good.
At first, I didn't like it.
Yeah, at first it took a little bit of an adjustment.
Yes.
But I like it because you get into combat quicker. There's more.
You get to actually play the game faster than a whole round 1 if you're like Nighthawk versus the Nash of just move forward. Okay, it's your turn.
Your turn. Yeah, you don't feel like the first battle round is wasted as often.
I mean, it still can be wasted, don't get me wrong.
No, yeah, there can be times when you just don't you can't get into range even with. But that's been great. I think all the changes to 3.0, or almost all the changes to 3.0 from 2.0 have just been phenomenal. And so I think that's the number one thing we're looking back on the year that we look at and say, yeah, this was a good year for Warhammer, is that particular changeover. 99% of changes were very, very positive. And I've had a blast. I've had more fun with 3.0 games than I did with 2.0. And I enjoyed 2.0 a lot. So great to see. Good job. All right. Second thing we liked I'm going to sort of lump this together as the new Battletomes. So the new Battletomes came out for Stormcast and for Orc Warclans.
Yeah.
One came out for Nurgle, and by the time you're watching this, it'll already be out. As of the time of recording, we've pre-ordered it, but we don't have it in hand yet, so I can't tell you, how. It's okay, we'll get it.
I'm not excited for it.
Oh, it's going to be great. We've already learned some of the things that it does, and it's going to be fun. So I can't comment on that one in particular, but
I'm not excited for Dad to be using it.
I think there's 2 things I really like And I like both the Orcs and the Stormcast substance and style. You can talk substance in a second. Style, I like that they did away with most command abilities because that's less things you have to remember for your War Scrolls. And I like that a lot of the abilities come from the battle traits and how those interact with things. So it all has a nice flow. Now, we did a whole review on Orcs and Stormcast, so you can watch those. And, you know, they've got their benefits and minuses. But overall, I really like the philosophy they came with. I really like the end product. They both feel very good, very usable without feeling super overpowered or just junk, right? So I think that the philosophy behind those two is really, really good. And I hope that continues into further Battletomes. It seems like from the little bits and shreds of Nurgle that I've read about, it seems like that's also moving in, and they're keeping it very thematic. But you know, we'll have to see as time goes on. But so far, the Battletomes of 2021 have been great in that respect. And Drake, what did you like about the Orcs in particular?
That they're orcs from the swamp.
Right, what are they called?
The Cruel Boys.
The Cruel Boys.
But they're orcs from the swamp.
Why do you like Cruel Boys?
Because they're more on the cunning side, and that's what I like.
You like the cunning side?
Yes, because I could play with the Gloomspite a lot.
You think the Gloomspite are more cunning too?
Yeah.
Yeah, the Iron Jaws are cool. I don't think anything bad about them. I'm not a big fan of the Bone Splitters. Not that they're not. If they're your thing, then 100% go for it. Just they're not my thing. But the Iron Jaws, I didn't like
The lack of units.
the lack of unit types, and I'm not a huge fan of the
there's-
sort of look of them. They have this blocky, muscly look that's sort of over the top, almost cartoony, which is fine, which is cool. And if that's your, like I said, if that's your jam, go for it.
Jam.
I don't think there's anything wrong with that.
Wait, the food kind or the what you think kind?
The music kind.
Oh. Banana.
But the Cruel Boys, that aesthetic, that look is really cool to me. I like that sort of lanky look. I like that they look a little weird. They don't look natural.
No wonder.
I like that they're not overly muscled.
Muscle man.
I mean, they're strong. They look like they could do some damage, but they're not crazy Iron Jaws types, right? And plus, a lot of their mechanics are pretty fun. What do you like about them?
That they get to stab you with venom-encrusted weapons. What more could you want
That
in
is
an army?
a crazy good battle trait where all sixes do mortals on the hit. That's army-wide. That is so good.
And there's so many ways you can buff it. Like the Swamp Claw Shaman makes it easier to do. The Snatcher Boss makes it better.
Snatcher Boss makes you get mortals on 5s.
No.
Oh no, it makes
Other way around.
on 6s you get +1 mortals.
So if you combine, like, if you keep your Snatcher Boss and your, so like say this is your Swamp Caller, this is your Snatcher Boss, and you have a unit of 6 Bolt Boys. Swamp Caller throws a poison. He gives buffs to your damage. Cruel Boys do insane melee.
I think the Snatcher might have to be in a certain distance, but I totally see what you're saying.
Yes.
So overall, I think the Cruel Boys are just that whole look and all the units that came with it. Because not only were those units cool,
They have the Iron Jaws 2-to-1 in units, most likely.
I don't know if they have that many, but they have a lot of new units. But that makes the Big Wah, especially in Iron Jaws and
Cruel Boy,
Big Wah,
so strong.
really attractive to me. I mean, we don't have any Iron Jaws. Maybe we'll get them at some point.
I might.
You might?
I will start an Iron Jaws on me when I finish my Gloomspite.
Okay, cool. So maybe we'll get that at some point, but that idea of a Cruel Boy Iron Jaw Big Wah is pretty attractive. Okay, number 3. I thought we should say a model that we really liked. A new model from the last year that we really liked. I don't know if you have one that you like, but I'll tell you what mine is. And that's and that is Lord Croak. That model is stupendous.
It's really big.
I love that it's big. I love the detail. There's ferns and there's these weird moving around stone things. I like the way it looks like it's sort of floating.
But it isn't.
But no, of course not. It's plastic, right? Doesn't look fun.
But there's also skinks. There's also a skink.
There's a skink on
He
it.
has a skink wing.
I think he looks really cool. I think that everything about it just looks old and mystical, and it still has that Aztec-y vibe to it.
Aztec.
And I'll tell you what, I liked the new model so much that just a couple months before the new model came out, not long at all, I had bought the Lord Croak resin model on, it's this big and
He's a mummy.
made of resin with no instructions on how to put it together, by the way.
And he's a mummy.
Yeah, and it just sort of looked, it's fine. It's fine. It looks okay. It's fine. But
He didn't look like the wizard he really was.
Yeah, going from, I know he's supposed to be this super slan, ultra powerful wizard. He's conquered death, sort of. He's long dead. So cool. And his model's a little, meh. But even though I had just bought that model, I just paid for it, I was happy to get the new Lord Croak because the glow up was just amazing. Now he really felt like a big wizard.
Basically, here's a chart. Croak then, Croak now.
That's a great chart. I'm glad you did that for us. But so good. My favorite model of the year, definitely Lord Croak. Do you have a favorite model?
Kragnos.
We don't have Kragnos though.
I still want him.
But you like him a lot? That's cool.
Mainly because he does so much damage.
I'm just talking about the way they look. Is there a model the way it looks that you think is the coolest?
Kragnos, because he's a centaur-ish thing.
Yeah, Kragnos is good.
Although if we're talking all models of all since 1.0 to 3.0, or are we talking just 3.0?
Just this last year.
Okay, yeah, then Kragnos.
Kragnos. Cool. You like Kragnos better than all the Cruel Boy ones?
Yes, but if
that Snatcher boss looks pretty cool, I think.
Yeah, but if I could choose between 2.0 and 3.0, I would choose Gordrak. He looks way cooler.
Okay.
Gordrak's got a Maw Crusher and 2 big axes.
You like axes and Maw Crushes?
Yes. Here's what he had.
I think you might turn into an Iron Jaws player after all.
Yay.
All right, so number 4.
Red Harvest.
Red Harvest. That's exactly right.
I knew it.
That's number 4. Red Harvest. For 2 reasons. One, I've been looking to get into Warcry. We did a video on this. But I've been looking to get into Warcry for a long time. Video. And it was just hard because the original set, you can't get it. Catacombs as a starter wasn't great. I didn't like the idea of Catacombs play, and it didn't come with the terrain or the cards that you need. So I was like, man, I bought that starter set, and I already have to buy new things. So I wasn't really in love with it. Red Harvest, though,
yes,
great starter set. Everything you need to play, new terrain, cards, the whole shebang. New 2 great warbands.
Spiders. What more could you want?
What more could you want than spiders? So that was a big, big thumbs up. I really liked that move, and that was one of my favorites from Warhammer. And finally, our last one, and this one might be a little controversial. I know that out there on the interwebs, not everyone is going to agree with this pick, and some people are going to, call us crazy and out of our minds, but I think we agree that one of our favorite things this past year has been
Kragnos.
Warhammer Plus.
Yes.
Warhammer Plus has been amazing. Now, I know for some people, there's not enough content. And it's true. There's getting more.
They're getting more.
But it's true that if you just binged it, you could get through the whole thing in a weekend. And you can you can see all the animations, for sure. And then you could see their battle reports and all that.
And you could probably watch all the Lore Masters in one day. They're short.
Yeah, all this stuff is pretty short. So if you binged it, you could probably get through it in a weekend.
Unlike YouTube.
And that's the thing.
YouTube has 9 bajillion
content.
YouTubers.
Netflix, Hulu, Disney Plus, Amazon Prime.
It will take you centuries to finish.
It doesn't compete. The amount of content doesn't compete with any of that stuff. But
the quality.
It's all Warhammer centric, right? So it's stuff that you're interested in, or at least that we're interested in. The animations have been really, really fun. Just really fun. The lore masters have been good, especially some of the 40K lore masters have been sort of fun because we don't know that much 40K stuff.
And they come with little animations sometimes.
Yeah, sometimes they'll put little stuff in there. So those are sort of cool. And so we've been really enjoying Warhammer Plus. Now, if you don't like it, if you're not interested in animations, you just want the game, then maybe it's not for you.
Yeah.
If you don't think it's worth the money because you're looking for much more content than that, then maybe it's not for you. So we're not trying to say that, everybody needs to go out there and get Warhammer Plus.
We're not saying this. Get Warhammer Plus now. It's free. Go get it because it's not free.
Definitely not free. But what we are saying is that we have been watching it.
Yes.
We've been enjoying it.
Yes.
We look forward to the new stuff every Wednesday. And it's been really fun to enjoy that. And it's actually been really fun to enjoy that as a father and son and do more of that together. So that's been pretty cool. Well, those are, I think, our top 5. Any other things you want to call out? Honorable mentions? Awesome things from the past year?
On Warhammer Community, they posted 5 things you can do to celebrate the new edition. One of those things which I really want to do is get a hammer, get a bunch of eggs, and smash the eggs like Kragnos did with the Draconolith. That's one of the things they did mention.
I'm sure they did. The Warhammer community team is pretty funny a lot of the time. We like reading their articles. And Drake certainly likes smashing things. So I think that struck a chord. I think that resonated with Drake. Anything else?
Why?
Wow. All right, well, anyway, like I said, 2021 has had some ups, it's had some downs. But if we look at the positive, and especially if we look at the positive from the gaming hobby side of things, there's a lot that was really good this year. And it makes me interested. I'm very much looking forward to 2022 and hopefully even better things to come. Well, this has been another episode of Battle Ready, and thank you for watching.
Yeah.